DTI fam, was good, baby? Another week back in action, back better than ever. Y'all are probably like, bro, what car do you drive? Why are you always in a different whip, fam? We just balling like that. When we don't want one, we get rid of it and get another one. You know what I'm saying? So we got a roof. What's this called? A sunroof that goes from front to fucking back, baby. Good thing the sun ain't shining too much, but when golden hour hits, your boy looks good. All right, anyways, let's get down to business. I'm fucking amped for this one. I didn't know where this was going to go. I didn't know what I was going to talk about, just like I don't any week. But guess what? I'm driving, I'm thinking, and I'm watching a podcast, and I'm like, oh, gotta pause that podcast, gotta talk to my people, because the thought is here, the topic is here, and I am excited to dive deep into this one. And I don't know how deep we're gonna dive, but we're gonna start, and whatever spews, because today this is your daily drive-by, brought to you by Freddie on the Desire to Inspire platform. You know what I'm saying. Hey, we might get a smooth jazz intro in this one day with somebody over the mic introducing me, and then I just come out, bow, what's up, baby? Here for some Friday energy on a Thursday, because that's when we release them. But you guys, I'm thinking as we've been talking, and I always reflect back on the things that we're talking about. I always reflect back on the things that we've been bringing up or that we've preached on over the months and weeks that we've been doing this, because I think it's vitally important, because it might spark somebody to go back and look at a previous episode or be like, man, I want to know a little bit more. Go back and see what episodes are about that we've touched on, topics that we've touched on. And so the busy season of life, or we went through that season, and it's still going on, but it's different now. It's second nature. It feels normal. It's comfortable. We talked about habits. We talked about routines. We talked about all this stuff that is so vitally important. We talked about mental health. We talked about physical health. We talked about how the analogy of a yard growing and traffic jams is almost a representation and a symbolic of another avenue or way to approach things or related to life and how it is. I don't know, something like that, where like, yeah, okay. Anyway, so we're going to keep going. We're going to keep rolling, baby. But this week, I want to touch on how everything in life is paid in currency. Everything in life we can look at as compound interest. Everything that we do in life can show us and can be determined why it has succeeded and why it has failed based off of the things that we're doing on a day-to-day basis. I don't preach habits all of the time. I don't talk about habits all the time to just talk about something. I talk about habits and I preach about habits because they are single-handedly the results. They single-handedly produce the results that you're seeing in life. If you are not happy in your relationship, it's because of your habits. You're getting comfortable. You're whatever it is. Get out of it. If you're failing at work, it is because of your habits. If you're gaining weight, it is because of your habits. If you are in financial distress, it is because of your habits. If you have a bad, if you're crashing midday, it's because of your habits. If you're always groggy, if you're always pounding caffeine, if you're always overeating, it's because of your habits. The things that are going on in life are yielding the results of the things that you are doing day over day over day. And so if you're sitting here happy, sad, confused, unknown, ask yourself and step back and say, why? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I acting this way? Why am I having these thoughts? Why am I here in my career when I should be here? Why am I here in a friendship, a relationship, when I should be over here? Why am I focusing my time and energy on stuff that isn't yielding or producing the results that I want it to? All of this stuff can be looked at and come to an aha moment of, look at my fucking habits. Look at what I'm prioritizing. You guys know what a habit is? A habit's not motivation. A habit is not just a spark that comes about. A habit is not something that you do for a couple days. A habit is something in your lifestyle that you do daily, that compounds day over day, week over week, month over month, year over year, because you are constantly doing it. A habit is almost something that comes second nature to you. Something that's instilled in your lifestyle because you're either focused on it or you know you need to do it. So I'll go over some of my habits again, even though you guys have heard them a million times, but waking up between the hours of 4:30 and 5 every single day. Weekends, maybe a little bit later, but not much. Like I wake up close to that time, maybe 5:36. But habits are the exact thing that yield and produce the results and the situations that we are in life. So like I said, my habit's getting up at 4:35 during the week. Then it's getting my workout in. Then it's getting stuff done for DTI. Then it's journaling. Then it's making my coffee. Then it's starting my workday. Then it's ending my workday. Then it's focusing on dinner and enjoying the evening. Then it's focused on more DTI stuff. But then there's also habits like getting my steps in. There's also habits like soaking in God's medicine, getting fresh air, getting sunlight. There's also habits of texting my mom and my sister every single morning, calling them during the day, texting them before I go to bed. All of these things are habits.
Watch out, vehicle on shoulder.
Cállate! Fuck! And then, those things yield the results that I look for. Motivation, determination, discipline, consistency, weight loss, weight maintenance, getting faster, saving money, investing more, being happier and healthier, having better relationships and friendships, picking what I do and don't want to focus on, what I do and don't want to give attention. Those habits yield so much more. And what we don't realize is that these habits, I'm sorry for all these fucking noises this stupid ass car makes. But what we don't realize is that these habits compound, and it is compound interest. It's paying out us a currency. So all of these things that we have emotions to, all these things that we have ties to, all these things that we are happy and unhappy about, all of those are an exact representation of the things that we're doing daily, the things that we're checking off, the things that we're focusing on, the things we are and aren't giving attention. All of that is getting paid in currency because these are things that we're doing daily. Habits aren't always good things. Habits are not always good things. Habits are sitting on the fucking couch too early. Habits are eating junk food. Habits are fucking scrolling social media when you should be working on other things. Habits are eating shitty. Habits are not working out. Habits are not checking in on the people you love and care about. Habits are not taking information from others, even if you don't agree with it, and casting judgment and opinions. Habits are toxic energy that you put out. Habits are fucking toxic thoughts that you think should be what they are, even if they're not. Habits are your environment that are not always good, that are not always moving the needle forward, that are not always challenging you to be better. And so I say everything is paid out in currency because the things that we can track, we can manage. And this is something that I learned from First Form when we joined this community, and this is something that they talk about all the time. What we can track, we can manage. If your goal is to lose weight, and you don't lose weight for a month, 2 months, then we know that something's got to change because the habits you got in your life right now are not the correct ones. You're not focusing, you're not doing the right things in order to yield the results to lose weight. If your mission is to save money because you want to be more financially free, but after a couple months you haven't saved any money, then the things you have in place right now are not supporting the goal. So the currency isn't paying out what you want it to. We got to look at currency not as money, but the results that come from it. Meaning, you pay somebody, you get it back. You invest something, you hope to get more back. But if you keep doing it over and over and over again, there is a good outcome on the other side of that. Everything always bounces back. Everything always comes back to fruition. Everything always comes back around to yield the results you want. And so don't think that these habits are just something that magically come into your life. You guys, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have motivation and you're going to have this passion to go after something. But motivation, in my opinion, is what kills 90% of people from truly reaching and achieving the goals that they set forth. From truly taking you from point A to point B. Because somebody tricked us by creating this theory of motivation. Hell yeah, get motivation, you'll lose the weight, you'll get the job, you'll get the girl, you'll get the money, the bitches, the cars, clothes, and hoes. But that flame always dies. It might not die for a couple days, it might not die for a couple weeks, hell, it might not die for a couple years. But everybody gets sick and tired of putting on a facade, of going after something they're not truly passionate about, of going after something because somebody said something to them that fucking motivated them to get started, because they're like, if they did that, I want to do it too. But deep down inside, you didn't really care about it from the start. So you're going after something that you don't truly give a fuck about. So fuck motivation. How about you motivate yourself to get the fuck up off the couch so you ain't sad no more? How about you motivate yourself to stop motivating yourself and be like, no, fuck that. I don't need motivation, because if I'm passionate about something, if I have charisma around something, if I have the drive around something that I truly care about, I don't need fucking motivation. I don't need to hear Gary Vee tell me, get up and go get it. I don't need to hear Rick Ross say he's the fucking boss to get some motivation. Now, I ain't hating on Gary Vee, and I'm not hating on Rick Ross at all. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, when you're going after the things that you truly want, that you are dreaming of, that you really want to happen in your life, look at how excited I'm getting, that you really want to happen in your life, you don't have to worry about motivation. Because guess what? It's going to come natural. Because it's almost an unforgettable thing. Like, there's no way it's not going to happen because you want it that bad. It's the reason why we all shower every day. It's the reason that we all brush our teeth every day. Except some of you nasty motherfuckers. But it's the same reason we get up and go to work every day. Because there's a baseline of things that we have to fucking do. But when you step back and you look at life and be like, instead of having to do something, what do I want to do? And you figure that out, it becomes a lot easier. You don't need motivation. Because you have the right habits in place, you're checking the boxes off daily, putting an action plan behind them to see results, you're staying consistent, and you're being disciplined with what you're focusing on. See, now discipline is what people need to get their eyes on, and that needs to be the prize. Because having discipline is making sure that you're checking those boxes, you're following the plan, you're adapting and overcoming, you're making sure that you're striving forward instead of going back. You're saying, fuck, I don't care about this anymore, to focus your time and energy on this. You're saying that some people might not need to be in your life anymore because you're focused on these other people. Because these people are only going to bring me down, and these people are going to help build me up. And it gets you thinking differently. It gets you acting differently. Gives you a different type of fucking charisma around everything you're doing, because you're going after something that you truly care about. Not what's working for other people, not what other people doing, but what you want to fucking do. And that's when the currency starts yielding the results. And so what are habits? Habits are those daily fucking actions that you're doing. Where you're like, you know what? I don't have to do this. I get to do this. You know what? I'm not forced to do this. I want to do this. Hey, there ain't gonna be nothing different about me. Because I'm going forward, baby. I got that discipline. I got that drive. I don't need Rick Ross to tell me he the boss. Oh! Figure out what habits you're doing and what you have in place that are yielding the results of where you are right now. Turn those habits into the discipline to keep checking the boxes daily because you got an action plan in place to yield the currency and return that you're looking for. This just sparked my energy, sparked my mind. And I ain't gonna stop. I don't feel forced to do these daily drive-bys. I don't feel forced to do anything. And, you know, sometimes I might feel forced to go to work because I have to right now, but that's not going to be the case forever. I don't know, y'all. Go out there, live your dream, live your best life. Make sure you're going after the things that you have, but have fucking discipline. Have habits in your lifestyle so that way you can reach and achieve the things that you want to in life. Much love. Have the desire to inspire. Go out there and live the life you want to live. For you. Fuck, stop bitching, moaning, and complaining. Life's too good, baby. We're up. We're breathing. Go out there and soak in the sun. Breathe in the fresh air. And if you're lucky like I am, see some palm trees and water. That'll make you happy. I don't know. That's all I got. Have the desire to inspire. Till next time.